Welcome back. Well, as we slide into the weekend, what better way to start it off than to speak to this jazz legend, Sipho Hotstix Mabuse. Mabu-se is due to perform at the Soweto Theatre starting today until Sunday for his show The Journey. It's been half a decade, we understand, since he last performed there, and he joins us now live in the studio. It is a great pleasure, sir, to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for coming through. Tell us about this performance.
Well, as you said, you know, it's been a long time since I performed in Soweto.
Yeah.
And Soweto made me the person that I am. And I just felt that I owed it to the people out there in Soweto to give a performance and experience and the journey that I've been throughout the, my musical career. And I just felt how possible and how best it is, to give to the nation through the venue in Soweto.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to this because I brought in quite a number of different musicians around to take this journey with me. I mean, there's an incredible musician from Cape Town known as Tony Sidras. A lot of people don't even know, how great this musician had been, and he played with people like Paul Simon. He's been on the road with Paul Simon for some time.
Yeah.
And there's a glorious Gloria Bossman with an amazing voice, and young Tabia. So there is Neo Mutsatse, who's a young 19-year-old violinist, and we have a harp.
Yeah.
We have a sitar, we have a tabla, so it's a whole plethora of new sounds that are going to be taking place at the show, because a lot of people don't even associate many of these instruments with, with the kind of music that I do.
Would you say that's how you evolved over the years in terms of this eclectic and melting pot of sounds?
I've loved the way that you've used eclectic, because I keep saying to people, this is more eclectic than what people would have known of me. Of course, we will also do some of the songs that they know, but at the same time, I want people to understand where I've been musically and what I've been doing for the past 50 years, which probably is the reason that I'm still in contention. And and frankly, it's one of those gigs that I believe South Africans should experience.
Let's just talk about this past 50 years. You mentioned what Soweto means to you. We know of your hit song, Jive Soweto. Just take us back to this place and how it shaped your life.
Well, one is I was born and bred there, even though I've traveled all over, but it's always been at a very close of my heart. And one of the things that I've always learned about Soweto is that there's the warmth from the people. Everything that happens around Soweto has to ignite everything that will happen everywhere around the country. So I'm somewhat privileged to have been the child of that bedrock of resistant politics. I mean, when you talk about Soweto 1976, Nelson Mandela, Bishop Tutu, the list is endless of things that have happened in that country. And I belong in that milieu of things that happen to that country. Musically, football, you have Kaizer Chiefs, you have Orlando Pirates. So how best, to describe being a Sowetan, and it's a privilege indeed.
I mean, we're talking about how political events has really shaped your life as well as your music as well. When you look back and see where we've come, we've got a new administration now, we've got new cabinet ministers sworn in. What's your take?
Well, look, the most difficult thing is that when you're a soccer fan, you become also the coach. You also become the referee. So you see what you could have done or what you could have contributed as a coach. But I think it's only fair that we give President Ramaphosa the chance and the time to develop. Let's see how far he's taking the country. Hopefully, the Arts and Culture Department will begin to realize that the arts in this country, like anywhere else, play a pivotal role in social cohesion, which this show is also about. Because a lot of people cannot imagine me using white musicians and so-called colored Indian musicians to create, the kind of music that we create. So arts and culture must always be in the forefront of how you profile your country, because if you don't do that, then you lose sight of what this country is. I mean, I'd love to, I always talk about what Miriam Makeba meant to this country. When she was 19, she went to the United Nations to speak about the apartheid atrocities. How best could it have been for the artists to stand there and speak about the country, and the world listened?
Well, the Arts and Culture Minister has just been sworn in. What would you like his department to prioritize?
Look, I must say that there have been some very interesting things that he has done. I mean, like from assisting Caiphas and Letta to create a school for the arts, and also looking after the legends. You know, we should also appreciate that, I guess, given the budget constraints that he might have to work with, it makes it difficult for him to do everything for everyone. And I do believe that if he can focus on redeveloping young people now and putting them through the educational process, that would say the arts are very difficult and very important.
Let's just talk a bit about yourself. And for those who don't know, the newer generation, Hotstix, where did the name come from? Because my understanding is that you were involved in a band called Harare, isn't it? You were a drummer.
The Beaters and Harare, yes. I was the drummer. You know, I used to practice a lot as a drummer. I used to practice and practice and practice. And I always make an analogy that one musician said, you know, when you're a boxer, you do all the other things, the acrobats and so on, but you're not going to use them in your... So practicing, you know. So when the lights went off in one of our performances, you know, those practices kicked in. And I played the drum solo for as long as 30 minutes. I was the only one that could play. And all I could hear was this applaud. And after that, one of the musicians, Kondri Zikulu, who was a guitarist in the band at the time, came to me and said, you know, typical township patois, hey, Mfan, we are so serious. Hotstix, and that's how the name said. And he was actually gesticulating with his hands as he was doing that.
You're going to play this beautiful instrument? I understand it's a soprano sax?
It's a soprano saxophone,
You're going to play for us?
I will play.
What a treat. Thank you very much indeed for coming through.
And thank you for
all the best in terms of your upcoming weekend.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the legend, Sipho Hotstix Mabuse. What a treat on a Friday.